Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Just wanted to do a quick video for you guys and show you some of these Degen plays that people have been sending me. There's a couple of these Degen miners that are out right now. There's a couple that are going to be launching here pretty shortly, but it looks like Degen season is back. Not that it ever left, but if you're in the space, and you like to get into these 8%, 10% deals every single day, then these might be right up your alley. Then I'll talk about another fork that's going to be launching supposedly this week. We'll talk a little bit about that. Of course, it goes without saying that everything I talk about on my channel is for entertainment purposes only. Definitely not giving you financial advice. Do your own research, do your own due diligence. If you're going to get into these things, because these things are super duper high risk, only put in what you can afford to lose, guys. Okay, risk capital. There are no guarantees that you're going to ROI. You may lose some or even all of your funds. There's exploits, there's rug pulls, there's malicious devs. I mean, this is the wild, wild west we're in right now. So again, if you're going to get into this, just, imagine you're going up Vegas and you're going to the blackjack table and you're throwing some money on the table. And if you hit, you hit. If you don't, you don't. But it should be, funds that you can afford to lose. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, follow me on Telegram, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Let's take a quick look at this. This is called Cooked Rice. It pays 8% a day. Now, of course, if you're withdrawing constantly, then you may not be getting that 8% a day. The way these miners work, if you're familiar with miners, because miners were hot a couple of months ago. And the thing about these miners is you can get in. The key is to get in early, right? And then while the contract is pumping, because once the contract levels off and it starts to go, starts to decrease, then the percentage that you make per day starts to decrease relatively, right? Good thing about them is because your payout decreases when the contract starts to decrease, it doesn't really run out, right? I don't want to say it doesn't really run out, but let me give you an example. BNB miner. I mean, there's a lot of miners. There was at one point, I was in like 20 different miners at one time. Some of those I'm still getting paid on months later, months and months and months later. Yes, much, much less than I was getting paid on when they first came out, but the contracts are still working. They're still paying out. And of course, I'm withdrawing out here and there. The payouts are way, way smaller than they were, but the contracts are still active, right? By active, meaning that there's still funds in the contract that people can still withdraw. Will that happen with these? Obviously, when you have these 3% miners that were very, very popular, when you have an 8% miner like this, it definitely multiplies the risk, but you wouldn't be watching this channel if you weren't into risk, right? Or you wouldn't be into crypto if you weren't into risk. So that being said, this one pays out 8%. It's on the AVAX network. I'm not going to go into how you get on the AVAX network. I'm assuming you already know that. If not, I'll do another video. I just want to kind of get through this because, again, I have 3 different platforms here that I'm going to talk about. It has this is the APR. This is a 3% dev fee, so it's the dev fee is a little bit less than what we're accustomed to with these miners. Lots of times you have an 8% dev fee or even higher than that. Not saying that makes it any less risky, but this one here, it's fairly new. I'm not going to say it's brand new that it just came out today. It's probably like a week old or something like that. But yeah, you can check this out. I have been watching the contract balance has been growing, and that's what you want to do. You want to get into these things when the contract balance is on the way up, right? So this one here on the AVAX network, if you want to check out the white paper, you click here where it says rice paper. And then here you can go through all the details, right? Again, the nuts and the meat and potatoes of it, 5 to 8% daily, depending on if you're compounding or withdrawing. There's a simple 3% dev fee. There is a 12% referral bonus. So if you want to refer others, you can participate in that. But yeah, the way these things work is if the community as a whole is working together and they're not withdrawing every single day and they're compounding, this thing will last longer than, it'll have, a longer shelf life. Now, what's your strategy? Totally up to you. I'm not telling you to compound every day or withdraw every day. That's totally up to you. Me, if you've watched my channel for any period of time, I've had the same strategy for years. I go in, I make a deposit, and then my initial goal is to take out my seed capital. Once I've done that, I can compound to the moon. But again, once you're whole and you've taken out your initial deposit, you're essentially risk-free at that point. Will I be able to do that with this? I don't know. I don't know. Once I put money into a miner, I act as if it's gone, right? So we'll see what happens here. We're gonna keep watching the contract, but I think I threw in like 2,500 bucks. Want to check this out? I will leave a link down below. The other one here, this is also on the AVAX network. This is called Ruby Mine. Here's the white paper. This one also pays out 8% a day, right? This white paper, again, I'm not going to go through this word for word. You can go through it yourself, but they do have some information on, strategy, FAQ, et cetera, et cetera. But again, if you've seen one miner, you've seen them all. This one pays out 8% daily. There's a 12% referral bonus, just like cooked rice. Again, the strategy for all these miners are the same, just like they were back when we had the 3% miner craze that was going on a couple of months ago. If you are drawing like every single day, they do penalize you for that. Your percentage will start to drop. If you're compounding, they reward you for that. So again, just factor that into your strategy with whatever you're going to do. But here it says reinvest your daily rewards to hire more miners, et cetera, et cetera, and exponentially grow your miner, the amount of miners you have. This one has an 8% fee. So again, more accustomed to some of these other, degen miners that are out right now. And again, the strategy that people talk about is to go in and not withdraw every single day. You want to compound, whatever, it's 2 days to compound and then withdraw on your third, or some people are talking about compound for 6 days, withdraw on your 7th. It's totally up to you, but that's what, they talk about here, even in the white paper, as you can see. So this is another degen miner, again, both paying out 8% a day. You can check these out. I will leave links down below. This one I went in with, I think, $2,500 as well, give or take. So yeah, this one here, we'll see what happens with this one. Another 8% degen play. Now this one here hasn't launched yet. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about CashPrinter Live. Let me switch over to the Phantom Network real quick, because this one here, unlike Cooked Rice and Ruby Mine, which is on AVAX, this one here is on the Phantom Network. Okay, let me go through here real quick. Now this one here is a clone, obviously, right? It's on the Phantom Network. It pays out 2% a day. This one here will have a buddy address. We'll be able to do airdrops. Again, these are high risk. We've seen a couple of these clones crash pretty hard. You have Golden Goose, which, flat out rugged, right? You had Splasive, which, if you believe if you believe the dev team, that there was an exploit, someone came in and was able to, take advantage of that exploit. Long story short, people got wrecked either way, right? Whether you believe them or not, people got wrecked. There's a couple other ones like Piston. Piston right now is still doing its thing. I think they're making some adjustments to the UI. The airdrop feature hasn't been launched yet. The token is, it has decreased. I think it went from like $14 to $10. And again, very typical. Now, I don't know what's going to go on with Piston. I'm going to be following that. I'll do some more updates. Obviously, I'm in the race. Watch my other videos. We are getting 1% a day with that. Then you have a couple other ones like Cash Cow. There's one that just launched called the Zombie Network. There's a bunch of these things that are coming out. For these, I like to get in very, very early. This one hasn't launched yet, so we'll see what happens. Supposedly, it'll be launching sometime this week. Again, it pays 2% a day. Supposedly, it's a fork of Splasive without the exploitable portion of their code. In other words, Splasive, what they did was they forked Drip's original code. And this one, from what I understand, they forked Drip's second code. Now, I don't know. I don't read code. I can't verify that one way or the other. I'm going to get in, throw some risk capital at this, see what happens. If we can, 5x, 10x with the token, we'll get in the in the ROI contract. We'll go from there. But again, we'll see what happens here. But just wanted to put this on your radar because this one hasn't launched yet. It's set to launch sometime this week. I'll give you more updates on that. It's called CashPrinter. They have the bank, an ATM, cash pad, all pretty good stuff. And again, you'll be able to stake the tokens and get your 2% daily. So that being said, guys, just wanted to put these Degen plays on your radar. If you like Degen plays, check these out. If not, you can stick to Old Faithful, Drip, Trunk Stampede. They're doing their thing, doing what they're supposed to be doing. Obviously, with those more established contracts, I'll go way heavier. With some of these, I'll throw in, some risk capital just for fun, and have these things, spitting out divs as the other more quote unquote reliable contracts are doing what they're doing. So that being said, I'll leave links for this down below. I'll leave my buddy address for this CashPrinter deal, and I'll do more videos of these things as we move forward. So stay tuned for that. Follow me on Telegram. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, risk capital only, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.